Happy New Year. It's January 1st, and I'm doing a New Year's Day hike at Great Falls National Park in Maryland. And I'm sorry for the wind. It's one of those days. It's beautifully clear, not too cold, but quite windy today. That's a really good shot. Sunrise was about, 45 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. And that's a really good shot. And to start the day just before sunrise was a huge shooting star over this area. Quite amazing. It is loud. Hopefully the sound of the water is drowning out the sound of the wind. I don't know. Hope so. Try to keep the camera close to me. Maybe screen out some of the wind. So this is not the main part of Great Falls. We'll walk over there in just a minute. This is just a nice view. We're over the falls on the boardwalk, looking south. This is the Potomac River. The Potomac River, which divides Maryland and Virginia, leading to Washington, D.C. It is a beautiful day today for a New Year's Day hike. And then adjacent to the Potomac River is the C&O Canal, which we'll see on the way back. The C&O Canal, the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, was necessary to transport goods and people up and down the river because of these falls, which obviously impeded traffic on the river. So the side I'm walking from, I came from the Maryland side, and I'm walking on the boardwalk over to the, not over to the Virginia side. It doesn't go the entire way, but it goes out into the larger falls area, which we'll see in just a minute. This property is part of our national park system, another beautiful natural resource that our national park system preserves and maintains. Here in, on this side, we're in Maryland. We're near Potomac, Maryland, at Great Falls. All right, and we're just gonna take the boardwalk over to the main falls area. Now, I'll be surprised today if I see anyone whitewater rafting over there, but you never know. You never know. Woo! Sorry for the wind. Sorry for the wind. Good morning. Happy New Year. People on the trails are always the friendliest people. They're good people. All right. So we're hiking on this boardwalk across the rocks over to the main falls. And I'm not the only one out today getting exercise on New Year's Day. This is also a huge spot for bird watching. American bald eagles are all over the place here. these really tall pine trees. The eagles love to make nests in the very tippy tops of the tallest trees. Good morning, Lego King. No, I'm not going to jump today. Too cold. Very nice video. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Una. I appreciate it. Oh, just wait. The big reveal is just around this corner. Happy New Year. Hi, Blitzkrieg. I am at Great Falls. I'm on the Maryland side of the falls. And in just a minute, you're going to see the amazing falls. This property is maintained by the National Park Service. This is just a little trickle. This is just a tiny part of the falls. This is located like 15 minutes from Washington, D.C. And so many people who visit this area have no idea that this is here. And again, it's open to the public. You do have to pay if you want to park your car here. But that, that supports our National Park Service. So I'm happy to pay. I have an annual pass. Forgive me if I'm probably misquoting. I think last year the annual pass was $80. That gets you access to every single National Park Service property in the entire United States. And I'm on a National Park Service property just about every weekend. So $80 is a wonderful investment to get access to this park and many others. Happy New Year. And we're taking the boardwalk, which is wonderfully maintained by our National Park Service. Hello, Just a Guy. Good morning. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait until we get around this corner. Hope everyone has had a wonderful New Year's Eve, and we'll have an amazing new year. I try to start the new year with a big hike on day one. And I thought I haven't been here in a little while, so I wanted to visit Great Falls. So Great Falls, this is the Potomac River between Maryland and Virginia. I'm coming from the Maryland side. And then adjacent to the Potomac River is the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, which we'll see in a little bit. The Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, the C&O Canal, built in 1828, or started in 1828, unfortunately the same year that the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad started. So some would say the canal was obsolete while it was being born because the railroad was on its way. Good morning, check engine. Yes, the access pass gets you parking at every National Park Service facility. Now, there may be some facilities that have adjacent properties operated by like a state park that may charge separately, but anything that's operated by the National Park Service is covered by the annual pass. And this is the big view. This is Great Falls. This is what everybody comes to see. Oh, and I'm so sorry, it is windy here. We had quite a bit of rain last night, so the falls are definitely flowing. I've been here when it's been pretty dry. And this is the view of Great Falls from the Maryland side. In just a minute, we'll get some sun on the falls, so we'll get a really good view. But on the other side of the water, that's Virginia. So the state of Virginia over there, and their observation area is on that side. I think the view is better from the Maryland side. And we get some ducks or geese. I don't know which ones. My dad would yell at me. He knows birds. We'll usually see an American bald eagle around here, or many. They do perch in the tops of the trees over there. They like to nest in the highest tree they can find. I'm on the observation deck on the Maryland side, full of water. We had a lot of rain last night. We had a thunderstorm last night, which is quite odd for December. And there are whoa, I'm in the water now. There are frequently whitewater rafters on this water. I didn't think I'd see anyone today, or actually not whitewater rafters, kayakers on this water. North of here, farther up the C&O Canal by Dickerson, Maryland, used to be the National Olympic Training Center for kayaking. I'm not kidding. Here on the Potomac River. It's not there anymore. There is a whitewater rapid trail that's farther up on the C&O Canal. The Potomac River. Obviously the Potomac River, it divides Maryland and Virginia. The C&O Canal is parallel to it and runs all the way from Georgetown in Washington, D.C. up to Cumberland, Maryland. And it's a great hiking trail. So I finished about a little more than half of the trail. I'm trying to document each mile marker on the trail. Just a beautiful morning, but I do apologize for the wind. It's a windy day. I get some kind of birds over there. I don't know my birds. I do know an American bald eagle when I see one, though. You can't miss it. You can't miss the white face. Good morning and Happy New Year. Just a few more minutes and the sun will hit the falls. And we'll get a really gorgeous picture. It's very loud here. I'm sorry if I'm shouting. The water's really loud. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, there aren't too many people out today. I actually expected a few more. I got a really good spot in the parking lot this morning. Sometimes this parking lot here at Great Falls, I'm so sorry for the wind. Sometimes the parking lot at Great Falls is completely full, but there's overflow parking. I've come from the Maryland side of the falls. The Potomac River itself is part of Maryland, so Maryland extends all the way to that shore over there, which is Virginia. Good morning, Happy New Year. A little more water here than I expected. Careful, yeah, that's good, no ice. Boop. I'll scooch over and give you a little space here if you want to jump up here. I think it's receding a little bit. Hey, good morning, Abe. How are you? Happy New Year. So no, I'm not jumping in today. I'm on the coming from the Maryland side of of Great Falls. This is Great Falls. This is the Potomac River. And across the water is Virginia. Oh, hi, Amber. I'm so sorry. I didn't say hi to Amber. Hello, Amber. Happy New Year. So this is part of our National Park Service. Maintains the area here. I'm on a boardwalk. I just walked across kind of the rocky islands in the middle of the Potomac River. And when I walk back, we'll get a few different views. But I want to hang here just for a few minutes because when the sun creeps up just a little bit more, we're going to get a better view of the falls. And I I am a bit surprised there aren't any kayakers. Yes, there are usually kayakers on this part of the river. And I don't know, I always get nervous watching them. They know what they're doing though. There's usually, sometimes there's instruction going on. There's like a little class. They teach you a little bit and then they throw you over. Hey, good morning, bend over. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. So I apologize if the wind noise is terrible. It is a very windy day here today. But it's a beautiful sunny day, and I didn't want to miss a beautiful sunny day. I'm here at Great Falls. I'm on the Maryland side, so this is Great Falls, Maryland. And across the water over there is Great Falls, Virginia. So this is the Potomac River that divides Maryland and Virginia. Takes us all the way down to Washington, D.C., and all the way down to the tippy edge of Maryland. And this is Great Falls. And it's literally 20 minutes from Washington, D.C., and I think very few people actually visit here when they're visiting Washington, D.C., which is a shame. It's part of our National Park Service. It's accessible to everyone. It's also accessible, fully accessible, with ramps going over this boardwalk. In addition to steps, there are ramps. So those who are confined to wheelchairs or have difficulty moving can still enjoy the beauty of this area. There is a fee to get into most of our national parks, but there's an annual pass that is so worth it. I think last year I paid $80. That gets you in every single national park, every single day of the year. And I'm visiting national park properties just about every week. The National Mall in Washington, D.C. is maintained and preserved by the National Park Service. So every place I go, I'm grateful to the national parks. I know, Ben, you caught a live stream. Hey, so I started doing this like just 3 days ago or 4 days ago. I filmed my very last embassy in my embassy series. I haven't published all of them. I still have like 12 more to publish, but I filmed the very last one on a very windy, rainy, cold day in Washington. And I got so excited, I said, hey, let me try a live stream. And it was wild. It was fun. It was really neat to chat with people live from around the world. So I thought I'd do it again today at this beautiful location here in Great Falls, Maryland. And I think I'll go for like maybe 5 or 6 more minutes because my hands are starting to freeze again. But this is just an absolute beautiful area. I was waiting for the sun to get over here, but it's taking a little long for the sun to get moving. Yeah, I know the sun doesn't move. You know what I mean. Oh, that breeze. All the diehard New Year's Day people who come out and hike. Not too many of them today, just a few. I would walk over there, but as you can see, the boardwalk is quite drenched today, so I'm not doing that. I did not wear the correct shoes for that. I have my regular hikers on, not my super duper waterproof hikers on. All right, I'm gonna take us over back here, and this boardwalk is great. You'll see another view of the smaller falls over here. Take a little walk. Most of the National Park Service properties in this area obviously are very well maintained, and not only preserve like the natural land features, but also our trees and plants and wildlife. We have some invasive species in Maryland right now that are concerning. There's a grass called wavy basket grass. I think that's what it's called. If you find it, kill it. There are fish in the Potomac River and some other places nearby that are non-native. They came in, you know, people import illegal exotic fish and then they flush them or dump them in our rivers, and then they eat up all of the other fish. We have a fish that walks on land. I forget what the real name is, but we call it the frankenfish. If you see it, kill it. And the National Park Service maintains lists of invasive species that must be destroyed to help to maintain our habitat here. And it is just beautiful. I mean, many people don't think of Maryland, I don't think, like they do other national parks and areas of the United States. Maryland's great. We have the ocean, we have the mountains, and everything in between. And I absolutely love it here. And we'll go over here and we'll see a different view of the other side of the falls. So what I'm on now is a little island of rocks in the middle of the Potomac River. And we have this great boardwalk so that we can walk over it. And we stay on the boardwalk at all times. This is not a place where we go off trail. In addition to it being very dangerous, it also can disturb the local wildlife. So we don't want to do that. Quieter over here. Over here, the smaller falls. So we have a nice view here. But over here we have some small falls. Ooh, and a railing that moves. Okay, be careful with that one. That's a good shot. Have to remember to grab some screenshots too. And we're back in the pine trees. Hi everyone. So I've walked from the Maryland side of the Potomac River across the boardwalk here at Great Falls to visit Great Falls, where I've already been, and now I'm going to go over here to the smaller falls. I hope everyone is having a wonderful New Year's Day wherever you are in the world. Let us know where you're from in the chat, please. I like to know where everyone is. Hi, White Widow, how are you? Happy New Year. Good morning, Happy New Year. My embassy in Edinburgh was all lit up last night. Oh, wow. Oh, White Widow, I hope you got a picture of that. Good morning, Happy New Year. I hope you got a picture of that. I've never been to Edinburgh yet. It is definitely on my list. Hi, David. David, where are you from? I like to know where everyone's from. Ben, Oklahoma. All right, we're here at Great Falls on the Maryland side. No disrespect to our Virginia friends, but the Virginia side of the falls just doesn't give you the best view. I really like the Maryland side of the falls. And I'm a Maryland girl. So we'll take a look here at I'm working my way over to the small falls. Hi, David, New York City. Oh, good. Well, you're in the epicenter of New Year Day. Happy New Year's. All right, I'm kind of walking a little fast. I'm sorry if the camera's bumping along. I'm gonna get a view over here at the small falls, and then I'm gonna go back to the big falls because now the sun is exactly where I want it to get better photos. All right, now you're gonna get the sun. Some people actually, they come all the way here and they stop here because they think this is Great Falls and they don't keep walking on the boardwalk. This is the small falls. I mean, it's still mighty impressive, but you gotta keep walking to see the rest of the falls. Good for meditating. It's loud. It's good and loud. That's a good view too. Hopefully you can hear the falls and not just wind. And I'll be quiet now. Well, thank you, David. It is a nice view. Good morning, Daryl. How are you? Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, Happy New Year. David, I did. I played some Gardic phone with some friends, including Abe here, who's in the chat. And then I went out and had a good New Year. And now I'm starting the new year off right with a nice hike to enjoy our national parks. So yeah, this is true. You are entering a rare and fragile area, a bedrock terrace forest. Yeah, this is a forest on rocks in the middle of a river. This is Olmsted Island, one of the best preserved examples of this ecosystem. And yes, we will help to continue to preserve it. We will stay on the boardwalk and we will follow all the rules. And we will enjoy the beautiful scenery. How many different parks did I visit in 2024? Oh, you know, I'm really good at keeping lists, but that is not one that I kept. I could figure it out though. I can honestly say that I am in at least one national park every weekend. So I'm fortunate to work in and around Washington, D.C. So I am frequently on the National Mall, which is a national park. I'll have to tally that up, David. I do like a good list. I do love a good list. I did a few completist journeys in 2024. I completed I'm gonna get this wrong again, the Piccadilly line in London, all of the stations. I finished the Northern Line in London and the Jubilee Line, and I completed filming every single embassy, foreign mission in Washington, D.C. just last weekend. Now that was a 2-year project. Now I have one of those national parks passports. I'll have to tally up all the stamps that I have. I know I took a trip to Philadelphia over the summer, which is just 2 hours from here. It's very easy. And I know in one day I hit 15 properties in one day because I had 15 stamps in my little passport. All right, I'm gonna head back over here one more time, and then I'm gonna cut this stream. My hands are cold, my battery's going down, and then I'm gonna get to hiking at a little faster pace than I'm walking right now. And I do apologize for the camera bouncing around. I can't stop swinging my arms, and the urge to swing, even with a camera in my hand, is too great. And I have to stop myself frequently. Run into any bears or cougars? 2 years ago at Yellowstone, my daughter, of course, from a great distance, spotted a grizzly, and we got some really great pictures of a beautiful bear from quite a distance. In Maryland, it's black bears, and they will come down out of the mountains into this area. This Great Falls, Maryland is part of Montgomery County, which is just north of Washington, D.C. And black bears have come all the way down into Washington, D.C. from the mountains. So that is the one thing I am afraid of on these trails. I'm not afraid of anything else. Snakes don't bother me. Nothing else bothers me, but I am a little worried sometimes about black bears. Tomby, happy New Year to you. I popped in on your stream really quick last night and gave a like. I hope you had a really good time. Everyone, if you're not subscribed to Tomby, go check out Tomby. So Tomby, I'm adding to your list of places you need to visit when you come to the United States. This is Great Falls. These are small falls here. We're gonna see what Great Falls is in just a minute. But this is 20 minutes from Washington, D.C. Many people don't even know this is here, and they overlook it. And now it gets really quiet. We're on an island between Maryland and Virginia. Well, technically we're in Maryland still. Maryland owns the entirety of the Potomac River up to the Virginia shoreline, which we'll see in just a second. This is not the navigable part of the Potomac River. That's why the C&O Canal was built, the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal that parallels the Potomac River all the way to Cumberland, Maryland from Georgetown. But the canal became obsolete pretty much the minute it was built, because at the same time it was being built, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad was being built, the first railroad in the United States, which was begun on July 4th, 1828. Daryl, you sold your business and you retired at 22. Well, obviously I'm jealous. Starting to travel? Yes. Travel here, travel there, travel everywhere. I am a historian. My area of special interest is battlefield geography for the wars fought on U.S. soil. So the United States Civil War, the War of 1812, the Revolution, etc. I also have a day job. You know, being a historian doesn't pay the bills. So in all my free time, I do history, as Abe and Tommy know very well. And I bore them to tears, I'm sure. All right, now the sun has moved a bit, and maybe we'll get a little bit better view of the big falls over here. Tommy, where do you see this? These are the big falls. So we're going to the observation deck on the Maryland side. Oh, yay. And this is Great Falls. On a beautiful New Year's Day. And I am a little surprised not to see any kayakers out here, because they don't care how cold it is. And on the other side of the water there, the shoreline, and you can see that observation deck over there, that's the Virginia side. That's Great Falls, Virginia. Now, during the Civil War, because, oh well, here we are talking about history. During the Civil War, both sides had to cross the Potomac River multiple times. Okay, today we have an entire highway system, lots of bridges. We have many ways to get across the Potomac River. Back then, there were a few bridges that, as you can imagine, kept getting blown up and rebuilt and blown up and rebuilt again. So both armies had to cross at low points, you know, at different fords across the Potomac River. And there are several. Obviously not here. Not here. I don't think there are any fords south of here. I could be wrong. Someone will correct me. But north of here, there are several fords connecting Virginia to Maryland, and then farther north, connecting West Virginia to Maryland. And there are some really shallow places. I've walked out probably in a few areas where you could see it would be pretty easy to cross. But then think about it. Coming from south to north, you've got, you know, an entire army, artillery, supplies coming across this river at a shallow point, and then you have the C&O Canal to cross, right? Then you have this deep, I don't know, 18, 20-foot canal to get across. So then you got to put a pontoon or a plank across there. So going back and forth was quite difficult. It happened several times as the Confederate Army advanced north, as the Union Army advanced south, and there are markers along the way where the units crossed. David, I do hope to accumulate an abundance of wealth, but even if not, I'm so lucky to be in this area. If I didn't live here, America is such a beautiful, sprawling country, and I love every corner of it. But in the middle of our country, obviously, distances get greater and greater, and to get from one location to another takes hours or days. And for me, within an hour or 2 hour drive, I can get to hundreds and hundreds of historic locations. It's an hour for me to get to Gettysburg, hour and a half to Fredericksburg, Richmond, Philadelphia is 2 hours. I'm just lucky. It's easy to have an interest in history in this area is quite easy. Oh my God, I've been rambling for 40 minutes. Well, hey, I want to thank everyone who dropped by to take a look at this crazy live stream. I won't be doing this very frequently. I just thought today would be kind of a neat day to share a New Year's hike. I hope everyone has a fantastic and very happy New Year. If you don't mind, check out my channel. Give me a like. If there are other videos that you enjoy, please give a like. I'm posting a video on part of a march during the Civil War through part of Virginia. Hopefully next week I'm going to finish up that video. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic New Year. Thanks for dropping by. Bye-bye.